"Look at what you did, you absolute monster. I saw you drilling the holes and pouring the poison. I woke up to find 2 brown rings around the roots of my oak trees, and the grass looked like someone took a torch to it. Those oaks weren't just trees, they were my shade, my summer porch cover, my sound of wind nights. I planted them with my dad when I bought the house. They were strong, wide, and kind. And now they were dying like someone poured poison into the earth. I didn't have to guess who." Brenda lived across the street with her little clipboard and her HOA compliance voice. She hated my oaks because the leaves fell near her driveway. Every fall, like they were out to get her. She would stare at the trees like they owed her rent. 2 days earlier, she had shouted at me about leaf litter and said the board would be forced to act. I told her they were healthy oaks, protected by the county. She smiled that thin smile, and now the bark looked sick. Sap cried out of tiny cuts, and the leaves were curling overnight. That doesn't happen by itself. Went to the HOA meeting with photos. I brought a sample of the weird white dust I found around the roots. The board sat in their folding chairs like kings on plastic thrones. I told them. They looked at Brenda. She shrugged and said, "He's making drama for attention. Those trees are a nuisance." The president cleared his throat. The neighbors kept their eyes down like the carpet was a TV. No one wanted to fight Brenda. She loved fines more than birthday cake. I went home, shut the door, and felt this heat in my chest. I'm not a fighter, but if you hurt my family or my trees, something in me switches on. I sat at the kitchen table and wrote a plan on a sticky note. Step 1, proof. Step 2, law. Step 3, the very public truth. I put a small camera in my window facing the yard. I bought it months ago for porch pirates, never used it. I also called a tree doctor, the kind who knows what roots whisper. He came with a little tool and took soil. "Could be herbicide," he said. "Quiet. If it is, it's serious. These oaks are protected." He looked at the holes in the bark. "These are drill marks. Someone drilled into your trees." I felt sick. Who drills into a living tree? Who hears leaves clap in the wind and decides to stop it? 2 nights later, the camera caught a figure in a hoodie near my fence line. They moved like a person who thinks the dark is a blanket. They poured something from a jug and walked away. The next morning, the white dust was back, only thicker, like a ring. I downloaded the video and saved it in 3 places. I was done being quiet. I called the county arborist. I told him everything. He came with an inspector and a little kit like a science show. The neighbors watched from their porches. Brenda stood with her arms folded and said, "He's wasting county time." The inspector kept working. He scraped the bark. He found more drill holes, tiny and evil, all around. He took samples. The arborist asked to see the video. I showed him. He paused at the frame where the hood slipped a little. You could see blonde hair and a very familiar cardigan under the hoodie. The arborist raised an eyebrow. "We'll be back," he said. But I didn't stop there. I printed still frames and slipped them into envelopes. One for the board, one for the property manager, one for my next-door neighbor who likes to film everything anyway. I also sent the video to the county email the arborist gave me. Then I waited. The county came back on a Saturday. When everyone was home and grass cutters were singing, they brought a marked truck, 2 inspectors, and a deputy. The arborist had a folder. The board members shuffled onto the sidewalk, in polos like they were bracing for rainfall. Brenda marched out, smiling like she'd won a prize. The arborist spoke to the group. "We have test results," he said. "High levels of herbicide consistent with deliberate application. There are drill marks in both trunks. This is a criminal act." Brenda laughed a little, coughed. "What proof do you have?" she asked. He held up photos from my video. He put them side by side with a photo of her, in that same cardigan from a past HOA newsletter. The street got very quiet, then not quiet at all. Whispers, phones out, the neighbor kids going. Oh, like at a school fight. My next-door neighbor raised her phone and hit record. The deputy turned to Brenda. "Ma'am, we need to talk," he said. She went pale, then red, then pale again. "This is harassment," she said, but her voice shook like a tin can. The board president said something about neighborhood harmony, but the arborist cut him off. "The oaks are protected," he said. "There are fines for harm, and the county can order replacement, costs included." People laughed, but it wasn't mean. It was the kind of laugh you make when the bully trips on air. Brenda tried another line. "Those trees were a nuisance." The deputy said, "Nuisance is not a legal defense for poisoning." The county posted a bright notice on my tree, a little flag of justice. It said the trees were protected and listed the fine amount, $30,000. The number looked like a mountain. The board's mouths opened and didn't close right away. Someone from 2 doors down clapped. Another neighbor whistled. Phones filmed. Comments flew on our block group. "Karma, oak adder. Leave her alone." Branch manager got managed. It was ridiculous and perfect. The best part. The county also ordered Brenda to pay for removal and replanting. The arborist promised me 2 new oaks from a nursery, strong and tall. He put a gentle hand on the dying bark and said, "I'm sorry I felt my eyes sting, but I smiled." We were going to make it right. The HOA tried to save face. They sent an email about teachable moments and community standards, like they hadn't ignored me. But the board president knocked on my door later and said, "Soft, we messed up." I nodded. "Yes," I said. "You did?" They removed Brenda from the landscape subcommittee, which is the HOA way of saying, "Please sit down forever." Now the street is peaceful. Kids ride bikes under the empty sky where the old branches once swayed, and soon new leaves will catch the sun. Neighbors wave again. People still remember the day the county truck rolled in, and the deputy asked Brenda for her ID while 3 phones recorded. Sometimes I catch her looking at the Orange County notice on her mailbox, tapping it like maybe the number will change if she stares hard enough. It won't. I water the soil where the replacements will go. I talk to the spot like it can hear me. "New home," I say, "you'll grow fast. You'll laugh in the wind, and when the breeze comes, I swear I hear the old oaks answer back, not with anger, but with relief." We stood up, we proved it, and the whole street saw. Please subscribe to Karen Conflict for more HOA showdowns like this.